here for the Queens, drafted 10th overall. So Kim, from the third base side of the rubber, she'll set way up high on her chest, kick, and deliver the first pitch. There's a swing and a miss. It'll like tap in. We're just stepping right into history here.
And it looks like a conversation with the home plate umpire out there with Young Kim. And we have to wait a little bit longer for the official first pitch moment to sink in. But switching the ball out there.
I think they just took that as a little ceremonial to get the pitch in, and here we go. So no balls and a strike. She takes that pause way up high. That's a lot of balance you have to have. There's a ground ball, shortstop. It'll be bobbled by Perez, and safe at first base is Davis. So Monet getting on base, the first base runner here for the Queens, and first in WPBL history.
And Monet Davis, it's been years since she has played competitive baseball. She was a darling in the Little League World Series back in 2014. Didn't imagine then that she could pursue this as a profession, and here she is getting on for the first time in the WPBL.
All right, so Davis at first base, none away. The second batter here for the Queens is Ashton Lansdale, the third baseman we mentioned, batting .846 in just 5 games. Didn't even start all 5 of those with the World Cup group stage. That'll miss first pitch. Played for Team USA, a team that dominated up in Rockford. She was the MVP and the most outstanding player of that group stage play. Here comes the next pitch. It's upstairs. Throw down to first base. Trying to check that runner, Davis. She's ready to use some speed. We mentioned Eric Young is the manager, and he holds the stolen base record, career stolen base record for the Rockies. So he's going to get these athletes running here. No doubt at all. Checking the defense, seeing, Kim's move over too. So you got to start that right away and establish.
And I like seeing the patience there from Lansdale. You can tell that she's been seeing the ball really well. It'd be so easy to get anxious right now, but instead she's way ahead in the count 3-0.
She has the bright pink spikes. There's a strike delivered by Kim. So as the sun will start to set here, we have cloudy skies, some dribble. There's a dribbler that's going down the third base line. It will go foul and return Lansdale back to the box. She had a grand slam. Team USA just racked up the home runs. Same, we've got 290 down the lines, 310 in the gaps, and 330 straight away. These fences went up. They're the regulation fences in international play. We're playing by those rules too here in the WPBL. And so you can see the new fences that are just slightly in, and that's why the girls and the athletes here want to use those those metal bats. She'll take a look, and that'll be waved, and she'll head to first base with the free pass. So 2 on right now for the Queens, and that'll bring up the catcher, Jamie McKay.
I think sometimes walks are underrated, and that's something that she also racked up during the World Cup as well for Lansdale. She had 4 walks, and she was hit by a pitch. So getting on base, making something happen to set things up for your teammates coming up behind you, that's also part of her game.
They always say walk's as good as a hit, and it is. You get on base, there's 2 on right now. None away, first pitch here to the righty is a strike. McKay from Laguna Beach. Batting in the third slot for the Queens. They've got their black tops, black pants, gold stripe going down their pants, and the white and gold that do highlight along with the black. You can see the white lettering across the chest, white numbers on the back, and white with the last names. I love the Queen's logo too. Just, all of these logos here in the WPBL, that as far as having that logo and the diamonds, the baseball diamonds in gold above the Q for Queens, and that's signifying a crown. And I thought that is really clever right there.
This league did such a great job of honoring those who came before. Every single team is named from an iconic trailblazing woman. And for the Queens in particular, where that name comes from, Lizzie Murphy, the Queen of the Diamond, the Queen of Baseball. She was the first woman to play versus major league players. And she's now represented by the Queens here in a history-making day.
There's a fly ball. It will be to the right side, going after it right by the line. Bringing it in is Yatani. She'll throw in. Nobody will run, so the runners stay at their stations. One away. That'll bring up the first baseman, Sarah Edwards.
The first out of the WPVL that we have witnessed.
So Edwards, the first baseman, she is actually she was playing softball in Italy. She plays all around the world. And it was hard, to pull her away, that her team didn't want her to leave. But she said, I gotta go make history. Strike delivered. So righty-lefty matchup here.
And that is something that is strategic for Edwards. She can hit from both sides. A switch hitter has the opportunity to make that decision. Lefty on righty matchup, a little more advantageous for her.
Next pitch, that'll miss away. Kim, 25 years old, from Seoul, South Korea. We talked about how she's just been inspiring players. Rules have been changed because of her. Two-way player. We mentioned how she hit a home run in a men's league. Strike delivered. I'm sure there's some nerves too. It's not easy being a pitcher up there and starting a game like this off, an historic game. You just got to kind of calm down, center yourself, and just look at that mitt and deliver the pitch. And she does right there. That one is really close, just missing inside. Wind starting to pick up, blowing left to right here.
And that's the thing, too, about an outdoor sport, which is what we chose. But take a look at this pitch. Just misses the zone.
What a beauty.
Like to see Benitez trying to work for her pitcher, too.
That'll hit into the screen right there. Yeah, that's a pretty one. Home plate umpire today is Kelly Elliott-Dine. She's an umpire in the Banana Ball. I think the first female umpire for Banana Ball.
And an all-female crew here today working.
The crowd early getting into it, starting to cheer. There's a tapper, that's foul. They're saying, let's go Queens. That'll be fun too for the team, or for the teams, of course, but for the fans to start picking their favorite teams. I think they did preseason probably, but then once, these games start, they're going to be like, and really kind of find their favorites.
Well, that merchandise line was wrapped around the stadium long before first pitch.
Runner going, and that ball is going foul, so that'll bring everybody back to their stations. It went all the way back to the clubhouses. So it's starting right where you come in behind us in the press box, straight away by the tickets. That line was kind of starting right from the very start there, but everyone had to walk all the way back on the left side behind the stands to the clubhouse area, and it was the longest line here. I wonder if it still is. I guess, even though that line was long, to get merchandise, that there was enough rain delay that everybody probably got what they wanted and can get in the stands. Maybe that was the idea.
And all that to say, run, don't walk to get your merch if you're planning on being here.
Swing and a miss, and there's the first strikeout in WPBL history.
Ragyan Kim will always have that moment as recording that first strikeout. Well placed. It was a 2-2 count too, so just bringing it right, not afraid to attack the zone. True competitors that we have in this league.
That we do. The left fielder Maggie Fox will step up to the plate. 4-time USA National Women's Team selectee. She plays softball at Brown University. Kim taking a look at the runner. Monet at second, delivers. That's a fastball. It'll get and drop off the mitt of Benitez. She'll throw down to third base. It'll bounce off the glove of the third baseman and in safe. It's a double steal.
We talked about the speed that this Queens roster has and the aggressiveness right there, reading that in the dirt. The head first slide into third, and a nice job over there at third to keep it in front. Don't let that get past you, because then that gives up a run. But now a couple in scoring position.
Here comes the pitch. This one's hit hard on the line, and that'll be a base hit into center. Here comes one run. Ashton's coming in for make it run number 2. And the Queens are on the board. Lansdale is pumping her fist. And there's some more first right here. History just keeps being made.
Goosebumps. First hit, first RBI is coming in. And getting your team on the board early to give them the lead. You can't ask for much more than that from Maggie Fox. And she sees this pitch all the way in, waits on it really nicely, gets extended. Able to get out of the infield to bring in not 1, but 2. And then that speed coming in handy, moving them up. That's why 2 came in instead of just 1, because of that aggressiveness.
Michelle Roche at the plate, the right fielder. So key to be able to move those runners over and be aggressive on the base pass. That'll miss away. And then as we talked, walk good as a hit, you know, that hurt him too, because 2 runs, not just 1 run now here for the Queens. I bet manager Eric Young is high-fiving his, players right there and saying, yeah, use that speed. Next pitch, there goes the runner. There's a throw down to second, and it's off the mark. So safe at second base is Fox.
Maggie's quick like a fox. You could see it right there. She wasn't satisfied with just getting the first hit, the first couple of RBIs. She had to get the first stolen base as well.
Two nothing here for the Queens. They're on top. Runner at second, pitch, swing and a miss. Talk to us up here, but that's okay. This is a really fun day here at the ballpark, and being so close to the fans is fun. There's a little tapper that'll stay right in front of the box.
And I mentioned Ashton Lansdale being the captain for the Queens. Well, we're looking right at the captain for the Heights. Danae Benitez, she's going to need to be that battery mate for Kim right now.
And there she is. Caught looking is Roche. And that'll retire the side here.
Fastball, curve, the big curve, as you mentioned, Lisa. A splitter, changeup, 2-seam fastball, slider. And she just has versatility to attack hitters in different ways.
Right here's Val Perez. She signed in December of last year, and she's the head coach of the Firefighters in Banana Ball. And look at that, diving after it, can't come up with it. There's a base hit right off the top for the Heights. So the first hit goes to Perez here for the Heights, and they're coming back. They said, you got 2 runs on the board? That's nothing.
The aggressiveness there from Perez. You go up with a plan. If anything is in your wheelhouse, you attack. It's staying top half of the ball to hit it hard on the ground, get it out to the outfield. Not much more you can ask for from your leadoff. And Val Perez now trying to get things going for the Heights so they can answer. That is the key, to answer right away to LA's 2 runs they put up.
And isn't that what a head coach does? I mentioned she's a head coach for the Firefighters in Banana Ball, but she's leading the way just by showing her team and everybody behind her. Let's go. Let's hit. I'm on base. I'm waiting for you to bring me in now. And at the plate is the right fielder, Natsuki Yanatani.
Yanatani knows Sato very, very well. Sato even said yesterday leading up to this, I hope she doesn't tell my secrets to the entire Heights lineup, because they played against each other. She played with quite a few people as well that are in this league, and a lot of global representation in the WPBL.
Sato takes a quick glance over her shoulder, looks at the runner, delivers, and there's a hit into left field. A liner. Back-to-back base hits for the Heights.
Listen, if you're Rocky Henley, this is exactly how you are hoping your team responds. Waits on this beautifully. Gets the barrel angle to attack it right in the middle. Line drive, 5-6 hole. Perfect placement. Back-to-back base hits, exactly what you want.
Catcher Janae Benitez will step up to the plate with 2 on here, back-to-back base hits. Let's take a look at the defense. Well, receiving Sato is McKay, Edwards at first, Hondras at second, Maximiliano at short, Lansdale at third base, Fox in left, Davis in center, and Apgar in right field. Here we go, Sato taking a glance at the runner at second. Big lead there for Perez. Secondary lead even getting a couple more steps in, inside right at the letters. The Heights wearing their white tops, white bottoms, have the pinstripes going just like the Yankees in New York. They've got a great logo too, the Heights do. Dancing around at second, here's the pitch, hard on the ground. That'll go down the line, foul into the bullpen. I love that logo, Jenna, as far as the way that the line, the lineage is for the Heights. It signifies a fastball. There we go, a fastball going around, and then you can see the skyline of New York.
The combination of both of those things so well thought out, and the team name, of course, named for Dorothy Height, a civil rights activist, a women's rights activist. Again, every team honoring a trailblazer.
Slicing into left, a base hit. So back to back to back base hits here for the Heights. The bases are juiced for their cleanup hitter, the designated hitter, Kylie Lawners.
Just like the Heights drew it up. Inside pitch, talk about barrel angle, getting the hands inside to turn on that, not getting jammed. It's a nice piece of hitting from Benitez. We said to circle her on the lineup card for a reason, and setting it up beautifully for Lawners.
And these 3 hits by the Heights are solid hits. And like I said, Perez leading the way, showing, hey, Sato is hittable. Even though she's one of the best pitchers in the world, she has been playing for quite some time. Next pitch, there's a strike right at the belt of Lawners.
And I think the key really for hitters in general, but especially going up against a pitcher as versatile as Sato, is to be on time. That is what we have seen consistently from Perez, Yonatani, and Benitez to help them. And so far hasn't taken a swing yet, but Lawners seeing that ball all the way into the glove.
Sato, 36 years of age. Not the oldest, though, on the roster for the Queens. Bases loaded. Lawners awaits the pitch. Delivered. This ball is launched into center field. Going back all the way, running, trying to race after it is Davis. She slips, falls. Here comes the runs. 1, 2, and it's a tie ball game. How did that ball not get out of here? That ball was blasted. It was up in the air, crushed, and I thought for sure it would go over that wall in center field.
Well, and take a look. Talked about waiting on it, but that pitch a little bit more upstairs, closer to the wheelhouse for Lawners, and she makes Sato pay. A tough read, trying to go all the way out there for Monet Davis. But exactly the type of response we were talking about that the Heights needed to have, and you have to do it soon. When you get punched, you have to punch back. And they're doing that right now.
So a double for Lawners, drives in 2, and we've got a tie ball game here in the first inning. We'll have a conversation on the mound right now. Sato, as I mentioned, coming out of her baseball league in Japan, she pitched in 7 games there with the Premier Venus League, played for the Saibu Lions, 2.25 ERA, pitched 32 innings, struck out 12.
It's interesting, too, because the skipper, Eric Young, talked about he actually didn't have his lineup set as of yesterday, whereas some of the other managers did for opening day for their first game. But he said the two things that I know are who my starter's going to be and who's going to be my leadoff. And he knew the experience of Sato was going to be crucial, not just physically, but really on the mental side. But the Heights so far seem like, okay, maybe Yonatani did share some of the secrets that she knows about Sato, because they have been just on time and swinging at nice pitches.
A little more time, too, here as we need the translator for Sato to make sure everybody's on the same page. And the bullpens are open here on the left side and right side of the diamond, so we can see if anybody's warming up. No one warming up right now for Los Angeles. You can see right there on the screen. And the tent right there, the white tent, because I went over to that area. That's the whole clubhouse. One side is the home side. The other side is the visiting side. The tent is the training facility where, as far as players getting work done, you know, if they need any extra help to be playable for the games, or if any injuries or anything that they need worked on, that's what the tent is. We can see, too, that the rain is coming down. It's more so, you know, than just drizzling right now. It actually looks like it's raining just a little bit harder, which is very hard probably, Jenna, you know, to grip a baseball.
When I started to talk about this earlier, that, you know, we chose and these women chose an outdoor sport. They happen to fall in love with an outdoor sport, and with that comes the elements.
Crushed left field. Here comes a run for the Heights, and they'll take the lead. So that's Jada Lee that we talked about, and her whole family is here. And I'm sure that they just all jumped up and leaped up. So Jada Lee drives in a run, and the Heights are up 3-2. You know what I feel like? That Val, that they kind of knew a little bit about Sato, and they're all kind of jumping on first pitch.
Exactly, the aggressiveness. We saw that immediately with Perez. You see it again right here. That's over too much of the middle of the plate as well. So that is something, if you're going to see a mistake from a pitcher that has the ability like Sato, take advantage, don't hesitate. The Heights are executing that plan.
Madison Willen at the plate. She played for Team Canada just a week ago. There goes the runner to second. No throw attempt with the runner at third base right now. So now both runners are in scoring position for the Heights. You mentioned, Jenna, about you know, Eric Young talking about setting his lineup. Well, this is where Rocky, she has the advantage, and she talked about it in the press conference too. She's like, I know right away, you know, my lineup. She didn't have to even think about it, because she knows these women so well. She's seen them since they were little girls, since she has been so prominent and involved in the women's baseball.
She is the first and only manager, a woman managing a team here in the WPBL.
This ball is launched to left. Look at it go. And it'll stay in the ballpark. Fox squeezes it. It'll be a sacrifice fly. Coming in is Lawners. And then the ball gets thrown around, and that'll bring the runner, Jada Lee, sliding in head first to third base. So a sac fly to left, driving in another run here for the Heights.
That's the first out that we've seen the Queens be able to record so far, because there's just been so much momentum. And that is what you call an intelligent out, a productive out from Willen as well. Sacrifice fly, get it deep enough into the outfield to give your teammate enough time to run and come across home plate.
So Deanna Ibarra will step up to the plate. She played just a week ago for Team Mexico. Started all 5 games, 3 for 14. Scored 3 runs, batted .214. Struggled a little bit, but you know why? She had to play against Team USA. It wasn't an easy series at all.
Dominant, undefeated performance for Team USA in the group stage.
Sato delivers. This ball's going out of play. Lots of souvenirs here today, and who caught that? I wasn't able to see, as we have like the wall right here, but I know someone is happy to catch one of those balls here in the WPBL. It's got the logo on it, the W, and I'd like one of those balls. We don't have an open, we've got like a screen here. Maybe we need to open the other side, then have a ball come through. We've got the screen behind home plate, though, to stop some of those foul balls. There goes another one. I think that one might be out of the ballpark over into the concessions area. Sometimes that happens at ballparks like this, where the concession area is open in the back and you're waiting to get, your hot dog or whatever, and here comes the ball. 2 for 1.
Fans have the opportunity to literally catch history, potentially. Any foul ball from the very first game in this league, so meaningful.
And it's yours to keep. You don't have to get in that long line of the WPBL merchandise. You're just sitting right there in your seat. That'll miss away. So runner at third base, just 1 away. And Sato is working on the number 7 hitter here for the Heights, Ibarra. On deck is Studer, London Studer. Sato fires. This ball is crushed into left. That'll drop in for a base hit. Here comes another run as Lee will score standing up.
And the carousel continues around the base paths for the New York Heights. And we haven't yet seen, still to this point, any activity in the Queens bullpen. The Heights have put up 5 so far in this to take the lead and then some, but I think the experience of Sato, wanting to see how she reacts, how does she manage this type of situation? And if you're Eric Young, you're also trying to get to know your players in that regard as well.
First pitch, Studer will take. London Studer, first-round draft pick for the Heights, 19th overall. She's from Gahanna, Ohio. So everybody listening from Ohio and watching in to root for London, well, OH. You're supposed to say IO, Jenna. You don't know that, right? You're from California.
Yeah, I'm a California girl.
Swing and a miss.
We know our role, when it comes to being out in the Midwest.
Well, now with, Big Ten taking everybody in their conference, y'all got to learn that.
That's true. It's coast to coast now.
That's right. Studer, a lefty at the plate. She has a bright orange bat, wiggling it. Pitch delivered, and that'll miss, low and away. Talking about Sato, too, is that she has a spin rotation that's better than Clayton Kershaw's that they've, as far as metrics and analyzed for her to have that rotation. But if the ball, isn't for, like, some days, just for pitchers, you just don't have that spin, or things are coming in a little flat. She doesn't have the velocity. So there off the end of the bat, left side, and it could be a double play. And it is. So that'll get Los Angeles out of this inning, but the Heights are on the board. They've got 5 to the Queens 2, and the Heights take the lead as we head to the second half season opener. What an honor, though, for Mabel. And look, the mascot even has the cane that is with the the baseball-shaped cane, baseball bat.
And the skirt as well, obviously an All-American Girls Professional Baseball League alum and icon. She's on the advisory board for the WPBL as well. Was one of the people to see today that threw out a first pitch ceremoniously.
And there's the first pitch delivered here to Samira Hondras. She played for Team USA last week. 7, 8, and 9 due up here for the Queens in the top of the second. They're down by 3. Big curveball up there that'll miss inside. Hondras looks like she's all business, and she usually is. She played 4 games, started 1, went 2 for 4, scored 6 runs for Team USA last week in Rockford. There, base hit to right. Throw coming in, it'll bounce, and it actually gets her. So not a base hit, that's erased. Smart play by the right fielder there, heads up.
Love to see the defense in action. Yonatani reading that well, knowing, hey, I still got a shot here. Let me make this a quicker throw by getting the 1 hop over to first base. Great execution, because after you score a bunch of runs, what you want to do is shut down the other team's offense so you can get back in the dugout and get your bats again.
Really heads up play there by the right fielder. We've got a righty-lefty matchup at the plate. It's the designated hitter, Taima Maximiliana. I think there I got it out. She's got a long last name. It fits, though, there on the back of her jersey. strike at the belt.
She's the lone representation
First base,
from
none.
Curacao too. 7 different countries. 4 rosters with 15 women each. So 60 total players, 7 different countries, nearly half born outside the U.S. in this league. So just talking about the global impact and the global influence on this league as well. Just that diversity is something that is really exciting about this league as well.
It really is. It's great to see all these players coming from around the world to play. There's a fly ball. It'll stay in the ballpark. Going back into the grass is the shortstop, Perez. She'll make the grab, and there's 2 away. That just reminded me that's not going to be easy for shortstop or infielders on the diamond here today, because this is a turtleback field, and you're really, you can't tell probably by looking at the monitors or looking at the broadcast, but if you look from the side, you can see how that the infield drops down. It's about 18 inches. 2 away, Samaria Benitez at the plate. Got a righty-righty matchup. I've never played on a turtleback field before, have you?
I have not.
Pitch delivered, that's away. I know when I came the other day, I was really surprised. And then, I was talking to the groundskeeper. He also works in a lot of different major league ballparks. And he said, yeah, and he explained it all to me and how that it's really important for drainage.
When you have a day like today where we did see rain, the field was tarped. That drainage, incredibly important. Also, just want to give a shout out to the incredible grounds crew that has been working on this field here in this stadium and helped prep the field to get it ready after the rain. They are really some unsung heroes, and we couldn't do it without them.
Jeff Martin leading the way, the groundskeeper that I met. And yeah, I think he's been living here. He has been camping out, sleeping here all week. He said there's no way that he's getting sleep until he knows that these games could be played.
And every grounds crew I've ever met, a member of the grounds crew, so much pride in their work.
Here's the pitch. That's going opposite. Waiting on it is the right fielder. Squeeze. And that's out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down here for the Queens. It's still 5-2 as we head to
American Girls Baseball League in the 1940s. Mabel, when you came out, you had a standing ovation because everybody understands the impact that you've had on these women and why we are here today. Describe the feelings you had when you saw opening ceremonies and as you look around and see women's professional baseball being played again today.
Tell you the truth, I didn't hear a word you said. Let's try again.
Describe the feelings you had being able to look around right now to see women's professional baseball being played again today.
I have never been so thrilled in my old 99 years to see this rehappening again. I've been wishing for this for about 60, 70 years, and now it's happening, and you have no idea. I cannot tell you how happy I am to be out here to see these women play the caliber of baseball they're playing, and they're doing it, and they'll be for the girls in the future waving their flag.
70 years later, women's professional baseball is being played again. What opportunities are you excited that these women have that you were not allotted when you were playing in the 1940s?
Well, the main thing is what I'm all excited about. They have sliding pads. Yeah. They have helmets. They have everything to protect them. When we were playing, we didn't have any sliding pads, and you can still feel gravel out of my rear end here because I had, those dear beautiful strawberries. Our chaperone would put a little iodine and a little mercurochrome and a little patch on it, and they said, get out there and play ball. And you know what? We did. And we played hard, and we played good. But these girls are so wonderful out here. And I am so thrilled to see them to develop into the ball players that they have been.
These girls are well protected today. Melba, you talked about how baseball is your life and always has been. What is it that you love so much about this game?
There's nothing better than watching a baseball game. I don't care if you take me to the best candy store when I was a kid. Nothing would ever equal this. Nothing. There's nothing like baseball in my life. In our life, all we had was We didn't have TikTok and you and this and that and all of that. All we had to do was go out and play baseball, right? That was our game. And I had an old ball tape and wrapped around in tape, and my bat was nailed with tacks and all of this and that. But you know what? We didn't know the difference, and we loved the game, and we played it. And now look what's happening today. These girls are getting the opportunity again, and now we're going to take advantage of it and keep it going.
We're going to keep it going with the energy and also the fabulousness that you always bring, the iconic you, Mabel. You also got to see your iconic mascot walk out. Tell me what you were thinking. Did they fit the bill? Did she look perfect just like you do?
I almost fell through the ground because it almost looked like me, didn't it? And I thought, Jesus, do I walk that crippled when I walk? I said, I'm going to go out and kick her right in between the elbows here, you know, if she doesn't straighten up. And sure enough, she did a cartwheel. Now that's more like me. Of course, I'm sitting in this wheelchair. I can't brag too much, can I?
No, but I know, we all know you can do the cartwheel. We talk about how everything you have on is iconic, the hair, the fashion, being able to do a cartwheel now or later. But talking about the iconic women out here playing this game, what is the lasting message you want to leave to these women playing the WPBL?
I want everybody to realize that we finally get an opportunity and show the world that we can play baseball and we don't have to be pushed into softball like the good old boys wanted us to be. We can play the game of baseball, as you can see and watch these girls play. And this is a great opportunity, and we're going to keep this flag waving for 50,000 more years. So get ready, world. Women's baseball is here to stay.
You heard it here first. Women's baseball is here to stay. Thank you, Mabel, for all you've done for the game.
Well, thank you.
All right, thank you, AJ and Mabel. Boy, she's feisty, isn't she, Jenna? She didn't want the mascot to look limping or anything. She wanted cartwheels, but it sounds like she was, like that was a tough era to play baseball when you got to play in a skirt, no sliding pants, and the gravel that you're sliding on. They were tough back then. Maybe we're a little soft right now.
Well, and she said it, you know, they did it because they loved it. And I think the point and what is so exciting is she said, we don't have to be pushed to softball. The point is that women can pursue whatever it is they want to pursue. If they want to play softball, great. If they want to play baseball, guess what? You can do that and you can pursue that too.
Perez taking another pitch. That one's upstairs. Unlike her first at bat, where she went right after the first pitch, here she is working the count and working Sato. Heights had the early advantage in the bottom of the first, scoring 5 runs there on top. This ball is hit out of play. Oh, actually, it'll hit the screen and go right into the dugout for the Heights. If you heard some cheers behind Mabel, that's because a foul ball went into the stands, and right away the fans were cheering for the fan that caught the ball. And then you could see that they were, you know, looking and checking out the ball, seeing that logo, the WPBL logo, the W on there. So, yeah, another souvenir going out into the stands.
Got almost as much applause as some of the plays on the actual field.
I love it. That ball's crushed, but that is going to slice foul. You'll love when those fans, you know, get the cheers, sometimes more than the players, just because the fans are so invested in it and love it. There is plenty of fans here today. We'll have to find out what the final, you know, count is, but it is packed. I just see standing room only, really, right now. Here's the pitch. This one's going into center field. Waiting on it is Davis. And there's 2 away. So Perez really working that count, but you know, all she was able to do was fly out to center. A much easier ball for Davis to catch right there.
I think Sato is doing a nice job of getting more into a rhythm. Her pitches have been executed a little more to precision. The location has been around the zone, not over the middle of the plate. She's been able to induce that ground out, and now the fly out for a couple of quick outs.
Called strike. That is the number 2 hitter here for the Heights. 1 for 1 is Yanatani. Everything happening this weekend is a first. The first games, the first players, the first season of Women's Pro Baseball League. To celebrate, fans can bid on authenticated memorabilia from opening weekend, including player jerseys, locker nameplates, game-used bases, lineup cards, and more. It's a unique opportunity to connect with the very beginning of a brand new league. Learn more at therealist.com/WPBL. Wow, Jenna, that is a great opportunity for fans to, even like bases, to be able to, pick up memorabilia that way. That's therealist.com.
So many cool things that you can collect. That's another thing about women's sports expanding. This is enough who care about history in sports and the rich culture as well. They have opportunities to participate in their own ways.
The Baseball Hall of Fame is here too. It is amazing how many people are here today to witness history. That ball will go out of play. I love the fans are just living and dying on these foul balls. It's great. But it's just, you touched on it a little bit, and just watching like Tony La Russa come out, Dave Stewart, who is part of the league, and just to see the mayor here of Springfield and Mabel throwing out the first pitch to Kelsey Whitmore, kind of like throwing it from generation to generation right there. Yeah. I'm gonna get choked up right there just because I just remember seeing Kelsey and she's so stoic, and she's been talked, she's the voice a lot of the times, and throughout her career too, that she's just gets all the attention, and yet something like this really means something to her, and that will mean something right there to Yanatani. She's going to second. Here comes the throw. It'll be late, and she'll double here with 2 away in the second.
Putting pressure on the defense. So Yanatani making solid contact here, but getting out of the box quickly as well. Reading that ball down in the outfield. Sees a slight bobble, takes advantage to extend that and take the extra base. Those little things add up. They put you in scoring position. We saw them take advantage early on of that opportunity and now set themselves up to maybe get a 2-out rally going.
I loved watching Yanatani there in the replay too, with her rainbow bat, hit the ball, and there was just a smile on her face when she hit the ball, and it's just great to see that. She knows she's got a hit right there as this ball is whizzed in right by the chin of Benitez. So Yanatani at second has a single and a double here today. 2 for 2 day. Boy, that's how you want to start your season. Sato looking back at the runner at second. Wind blowing, gusting from left to right. Benitez, she'll drop it into center. Getting the wave around third, and Rocky is cheering her on as the ball comes in. It'll come late. A run crosses the plate here for the Heights, and they'll tack on another one with 2 outs as Benitez on the throw will sneak into second. Do a little celly out there at second base too.
Obviously a nice hit, 2 for 2 day for Benitez as well, getting the RBI here. She goes down and gets this. That pitch is downstairs. She gets that barrel angle, sends it right back up the middle. But the base running here was spot on. The aggressiveness, the decision to send her around to score, but then seeing that throw and taking second base. Again, those little things stack up. Rocky Henley's got to be happy with the fundamentals so far for the Heights.
I think, too, that, as far as seeing the aggressive base running and knowing Eric Young is on the opposing side, stolen base leader in career-wise for the Rockies. And here's Rocky, that is the manager on the opposite side, saying, hey, you think you've got base stealers? You think you know how to be aggressive on the base pass? Well, watch us. At the plate, it's the designated hitter and the cleanup hitter here for the Heights, Kylie Lawners. She drove in 2 runs for the Heights. Picked up those first 2 RBIs for the Heights. Swing and a miss.
That was a big cut. She wanted that pitch right there.
Sometimes it's hard because Sato, she doesn't have the velocity. She just has the location, the spin, and a bunch of pitches. And, you're just waiting on it, and then you might miss it. Next pitch, and that's up in the air, going into the gap, in left center, all the way to the wall, twisting, turning, it'll drop in front, and that'll be a base hit and a run scored here for the Heights as Benitez walks on in and touches home plate. This is getting tricky. I wonder if it's just so hard. It is very hard sometimes to judge balls that are so high in the sky, in a sky like this that is just, you know, like it's cloudy and it'll hide a ball a little bit because it's still a little bright too. And they've got the lights on, but you can see with the outfielders now today kind of twisting and losing some of the balls. And I think they are having a little bit of trouble reading the balls right now.
And you can see the flag out past center field is moving a decent amount. So there is some wind that they're having to factor into this. Anything hit right at you over your head is tough to judge. It's actually one of the hardest plays to make as an outfielder, especially when you have some elements going on in the field as well. And you saw some hip turns making those adjustments.
Yeah, it's not easy to be an outfielder. I never liked playing outfield necessarily when I just like to pitch.
This is some of the production that we have seen so far from the New York Heights. We've seen them cross the plate so many times already this early on in the game, and they've manufactured these runs. Multiple singles, couple of doubles, couple of extended base hits, but for the most part, it has been station to station, and they just keep that momentum going.
Jada Lee at the plate. She'll go after the first pitch. That'll knock foul. She likes to wear her pants up high. They're showing the solid navy blue socks. White batting gloves, white sleeve on her right arm. And she's got some pearls on. She's got pearls for the girls, just like Lansdale. Starting the trend here in the WPBL. That's inside. As I mentioned, she started listing off everybody that's coming to the game today. And she's like, gosh, I've got a lot of people coming to the game. And she's from Canada too, but she has a lot of relatives here in the States, some in Michigan, some in Florida, all over. And she said they're all just a baseball loving family. And so, you know, she has a great aunt that's here today. And I'm like, are you nervous? You know, you've got so many of your family here for this historic day. And she's like, you know, I love playing with my family here. I love having everybody here. And that one will miss as Lee ducks out of the way. She has a brother that's really close in age, 22 years old, and he's one of her biggest cheerleaders. She's so glad that he's here today. But both of her brothers, that definitely, they're just like, they get a kick out of saying, my sister is a pro baseball player.
She started playing baseball at 6 years old, started playing on boys' teams at 10 years old. Now it's not something that their brothers just have as an opportunity.
So a swing and a miss, high pitch there. Lee chases, she'll go down, but the Heights tack on two more here in the second. They always say when it rains, isn't that supposed to be good luck? So I think we're just having a lot of good luck here today. We're gonna have a good ball game.
We already have too early on. I mean, couldn't ask for much more action in the first inning, and we're already sitting 7-2. It's only the third inning. Like, we've seen so much action already, and I think the players are starting to get a little bit more comfortable as well. And that's why they're doing it right there. It's for the young girls who can look up to them and know that, wow, I can do this someday because I saw them do it. I know I can do it.
And I love all the dads bringing their daughters too. And also I saw in the crowd as we start here in the top of the third. We're back up to the top of the order with Monet Davis. We just saw the sign, you know, go Monet for her at the plate. She takes a breaking ball here as we hear the train going by too. That's going to be fun. But I saw a young girl and her mom dressed up like the Rockford Peaches. They were in their costumes and so cute. So there's so many moments like that here today. It'll be again tomorrow. And it's just an exciting weekend here because you see that mix of generations. You see the dads with their daughters, the moms with their daughters. Like, yeah, so many cool things happening. Another breaking ball. This one is launched to left. It'll go into the glove, though, of Ibarra. She's on the run, makes the grab. There's one away. That'll bring up the third baseman, Ashton Lansdale. And if I know Ashton, she is like charged up right here. She's like, wait a minute. How are we down? We're not going to be down for long. I can't do it all right now, but I'm going to lead the way.
Well, and she's somebody who just brings the energy. She said some of her pump-up songs, I'm sure she listened to today. She's from Atlanta. She said rap and hip-hop music, that's what gets her in the groove, in the moment, and we've seen her bring that energy already, scoring one of the first runs in the WPBL.
Well, let's head down into the stands. AJ, I know you're with a young fan.
Okay, and we're back because I'm here with one of the biggest superstars I've ever had a chance to meet. I am here with the amazing Sean. What are you holding right now?
I am a bobblehead.
Yeah.
And who's on that bobblehead?
It's Monet Davis.
Monet Davis, number 3.
I saw that you traveled 1,700 miles to come hang out with Monet Davis, to come watch her play. Why did you want to come see her play?
Because she's my favorite player, and she wears number 3 like me.
Why is Monet your favorite player?
Because she threw a big hit, and she threw
A shutout.
a shutout at pitching, and then she got an out.
Yeah.
Do you think now that you're able to watch Monet play women's professional baseball, do you want to play women's professional baseball too one day?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen. Why was it so important for you? This is her father, Sean, as well, for you to bring this amazing young woman here to watch her idols play so that she knows that one day she can also be in that position.
Yeah. So we're a big baseball family. I played high school ball. Her mommy Samira played softball in high school. And yeah, as soon as we heard about this, there was no way that we were gonna miss this. Hey, if the commissioner's listening, we need a team in Philly, right? Maybe the Philly Bells, right? Has a nice ring to it. But yeah, we wouldn't miss this for the world.
What do you feel like is the impact of having the WPBL so that your daughter has individuals she can look up to one day and have those dreams get bigger and be realized?
Yeah. All about possibilities. Representation matters. You know, my baby girl has done 3 years of Little League in Wilmington. Shout out to Coach Carey and Coach Jim and our teammates, the Mariners. But yeah, she's the only girl on her team. But she's loved by her teammates, and seeing these women, doing it at the highest level is just all more inspiration for her.
Sean, can you show us the bobblehead? Show us really high. We have a Monet Davis bobblehead. The first 1,000 people in the stadium were able to receive this. If you missed out, don't worry, because tomorrow you will also be able to get one with Kelsey. So Sean, I'm so excited that you're here. You ready to have some more fun?
Yeah. Go Queens.
And welcome back here at Robin Roberts Stadium. Look at Mabel. She is got so much energy again. I think she'll have it all 7 innings. Jenna, what a great interview that was with AJ, talking to a young fan and how much, representation matters. Not only, as far as to see women play baseball that she can look up to, be a pro ball player, but also in the representation that there's so much diversity here with all the teams. As we talked about the different nations, it's a global representation. So I love to see that, the dads, the kids, they're really getting it, and they really love what the WPBL means and is doing.
And that was a clear theme. Every player that we talked to at the preseason press conferences yesterday, that's what they talked about. Ashton Lansdale said she's playing for the younger version of her, and they know this is bigger than baseball. Kelsey Whitmore, who we'll get to see play tomorrow, the number 1 pick, she said, she wouldn't have believed it. And it's so important to her to be themselves because they all together are honoring 6-year-old versions of them.
That was a quick top of the third. It was 3 up, 3 down for the Queens. Sneaking in a strikeout. So Kim for the Heights now has 3 strikeouts in her 3 innings of work. We're in the bottom half right now, and for the Heights, it's 6, 7, and 8 as Sato remains on the hill. She'll look around, check her defense, and she's ready to go. So Madison Willen at the plate, righty-righty matchup. She'll take first pitch. It'll miss away. I was peeking in on the bullpens and on the right side of the diamond. I thought there was a pitcher, catcher warming up, and well, then I need some binoculars up here, but it looks like they're tossing a football. So I was like, oh, is this like, skeins? And I've seen other big leaguers that like to, and minor leaguers that like to toss around a football, but usually it's pregame and not part of, getting ready in the bullpen to come into a game. So having fun some, here, or maybe it's just a different routine.
Some of it too, just staying loose, right?
Yeah.
Trying to stay loose, trying to stay warm.
It was around 72 degrees when the game started. There's a curveball that catches the inside edge right at the letters. Nice pitch delivered by Sato. She's got that big curve. Drops right off the table. There's just coming with a fastball. You got to change it up that way, and does change the speeds. She'll miss there as Willen will take. Sato through 2 innings has allowed, how many do we have? Let's see, 9 hits, 7 runs. Hasn't walked any, but has struck out 1, and we'll make that the first walk for Sato here. That's why I have you when I glance down. I'm like, wait a minute. Thank goodness Jen is here.
Right on cue.
I know. That was perfect for both of you guys. That'll bring up the number 7 hitter for the Heights, the left fielder, Deanna Ibarra. Flag flapping out there in center. Wind gust. Strike delivered right at the belt.
And Sato now has surpassed 60 pitches thrown so far today. So just something to keep an eye on. I mean, she knows her body well. She's incredibly experienced. But something, if you're Eric Young, we don't see any activity in the bullpen, but might keep an eye on that as the game progresses.
Pop up, and that'll go. Looks like it went to go out of play. I got to look at my monitor instead of get up, because then I just noticed there's a pole right in my vision. And it is. Look at that. Oh, that little girl. She is so excited. So excited. High fives all around. They're never going to forget this day.
I like some of the fans bringing their gloves to the ballpark, too, just in case they can catch some of that history.
Oh, yeah, look at that glove she's got, too. They are equipped and ready for today. So still Ibarra at the plate. 1 on, none away for the Heights. You mentioned Sato, how many pitches she's thrown already today. She almost went through the entire lineup in the first inning, so that's quite a few pitches. Had to face 8 batters. Then in the second, she faced 5 batters, working on her second here in the third. Knocked into the net.
You just take another look. Edwards, of course, doing all she can to snag it, but hey, someone else who's just as excited gets it instead, and she is just all smiles. But not only that, everyone around her had such a huge smile on their face, knowing what that represents.
Yeah, that's the best. When everybody is happy for you, too. There's a pop-up into right. Racing back. Second baseman gets over right in front of the right fielder. Boy, that kind of just hung up there, speeding over Hondras. She read it all the way. We talked about it was kind of hard maybe with the wind for the fielders to read it, but that second baseman, Hondras, she read it even with the dip with the turtleback field right there. So there's 1 away. That'll bring up the first baseman, London Studer.
That's why communication is so key. Of course, typically outfield does have the priority over the infield, but as long as you're listening to each other, that's what matters the most.
All right, let's see if you were paying attention. London's at the plate. O-H.
I-O.
All right. I knew I'd get you on board. There's a base hit. See, we got it. That was good luck there for London.
Not saying that's why she got the hit, but,
We got to have that Buckeye connection right there. We got it for her. So there's 1 away. That'll bring up the second baseman, Kira Izumi. She's 0 for 1 today. All right, let's go down to AJ. AJ, Kelsey Whitmore is with you.
That's right. I'm here with the number 1 draft pick, Kelsey Whitmore, for the San Francisco Fireballs. Kelsey, you talked about yesterday at the press conference that your 6-year-old self would not believe that this day is come. What would you tell your 6-year-old self now that is finally realized?
Oh my goodness, I would tell her that it was all worth it in the end, that every trial, every hardship, every setback, every no that you've ever gotten, it was all worth it in the end, and keep going because it's your dream, and it's all you've ever wanted at the end of the day. So keep going. That's what I would tell her. And be yourself, because that's the best version of yourself you should be.
How would you describe yourself? Okay, we know you're #1 draft pick. You know we got the swag. We know what you can do on the field. But how would you describe Kelsey as a player?
Man, confident, collective, composed. I'm not the type that's very loud. I'm very within myself, but I try to be a leader through actions the best that I can be. And I'm just a player, a ball player, girl that just loves the game and that has passion for it. And I play with passion. And so silent but deadly. So that's definitely how I try to move.
I like that. Silent but deadly. Kelsey, there's been so many young women, young girls that have worn your jerseys, whether it be in banana ball, in pro ball, in college. What makes young girls wearing this jersey, WPBL, different?
What makes young girls want to wear WPBL jersey is knowing it gives them hope, gives them a future. When they wear it, they put it on, it's a shield of strength because it shows that, like, hey, you belong in something and you don't have to worry about trying to prove yourself anymore. It's deeper than just whatever this is, cotton, polyester. It's more than that. It has a meaning behind it. It's the message over the material. It's an armor of strength. And it shows that we're here. We've been here all along. We're just finally now being seen.
Describe the energy that is here in this stadium as everybody has filed in to watch history take place. You're going to get on the field tomorrow. What are you most looking forward to, and what have you been excited about today?
I am so excited to just be playing in front of these fans. These fans are hungry for us to be here. They're excited. They are motivated. They're inspired. I mean, every hit, every play, every pitch, they're loud, they're excited to be here, and I'm excited to play in front of a fan base that is ready for women's baseball.
You heard that. Kelsey's ready to play. She's going to take the field tomorrow. The first 1,000 that come into the stadium tomorrow will get this amazing women's bobble.